I told you about 3 times that won't fuck with me, right? Umbrella. I'ma run it up and up and up. 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 Big brella grind until I build it up. Shawty poppin' purpose like it's Eminem. Sliding through your city, you gon' live and learn. She gon' let me fuck cause I'm a living legend.
Yo, 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 yo. It's the ESB boys back at you, baby. Top shotters of this boxing shit on YouTube. It's your boy Loso, K-Shit Noso here with my man.
Classic. And this is the Eminent Sports Broadcasting. Yes, sir. The originals of this shit, man. New and fresh. You know what I'm saying? Some different insights, some different looks on these sports topics, man. And we here to talk about it today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got
Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz. Showdown at the Mandalay Bay.
I like it, man.
Yes, sir. Honduran versus a Dominican.
Yes, sir.
I already know who my dog going with.
You already know. The technician about to take over the takeover. Let's go. Might be an upset tonight. Tio got his mind on everybody else other than the person he need to have his mind on.
Yeah. He seemed distracted, man. He seems distracted.
Extremely distracted. He's over here doing interviews with Ariel Hawani.
Yeah.
Talking about Bud and all this other stuff. Now you got Jamaine Ortiz right in front of you, baby. He ain't talking about nobody else but you. We remember what happened, and we remember what happened last time you looked over a dude. Dude left with one eye.
He was on his deathbed in that fight, according to him.
Dude left looking like one eye Willie.
According to him, he was on his deathbed when he fought Cambosis.
Oh my goodness, that's bad. And his dad said, "Oh, they had to revive him. Oh, he was dead." Man, stop the cat. Yeah, like beating Cambosis put on him having moments on his deathbed. Like, you guys need to stop it, please. They go through it. Rigorous medicals before they fight.
Yeah.
So if he had anything wrong with his heart,
yeah,
doctors would have found it in that fight when that went on. There wasn't no super mega fight that they had to go on, hundreds of millions of dollars on the line. No, stop the cat. So that was you versus Cambosis.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it real though, man. I don't think the technician has a shot against the takeover, man. Just to keep it a buck, man. And I've seen him fight a few times. Tio is way too strong and way too skilled, man. This kid is special. And I think Jamaine Ortiz is I'm not gonna say he's basic, but I don't think he's on Tio's level. I think we're gonna see a dominant performance on Tio's part. My prediction on the fight.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the favorite. I mean, they have history. Tio is the man. Yeah, I mean, when he comes to fight and brings his A game, but you never know, man. There's something about dudes who have fought each other before. That allure, that aura isn't there. And Jamaine, he's hungry, and he feels like he could get Tio. So you never know. Crazy things have happened, you know.
Yeah, they got Tio. They got Tio right. Go ahead.
Tio also has a history of fighting to his level of competition.
Yeah.
So we've seen him show up, have great performances versus great, quote unquote, great fighters, right? Yeah. Loma, Josh Taylor. But we also seen him fight against Cambosis, Sandor Martin, Ocampa. So which Tio's going to show up? That's the question.
I don't know, man. Even though he seems a little distracted, I just think
very distracted.
I just think he's healthy. I think he's healthy. He's in a mindset right now. He looks like he's focused. He looks happy. A lot of the conversations, he looks a little agitated now because he's cutting weight right now. But now he's able to probably like you know what I mean, get his eat on. You know what I mean? He's gonna be in a better spirit. I'm looking at he's right now he's a minus 650 in the books. Like if you this fight is on today, ladies and gentlemen, on the Thursday night, just in case you guys were waiting for Saturday to come. Nah, Saturday ain't coming. It's today. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure all the hardcore fans know that it's popping, but a lot of casual fans probably looking for it Saturday because that's when they normally look for fights. But on a work day, it's coming on late night. I think the telecast starts at like around 10:30.
Oh my goodness!
So they're definitely catering to the Vegas time slot. They're not catering to the East Coast time slot at all by bringing on this fight so late. But I think the opening bout is Keyshawn Davis, right?
Against only two fights on the card.
Say it again.
They broadcasting 2 fights or the whole card?
Yeah, I think they're gonna start with the Keyshawn fight and then
Keyshawn and then that's what you gotta do. But I tell you this, right? Because listen what you just said. They catering to the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
T.O. is what? What is T.O. rep? East Coast, right?
New York. He represents the East Coast.
New York. You know, I mean, he's probably born in New York, but he's really from South Florida. I mean, all my guys in the gym know him as Gordo from when he was a young buck jit out here in South Florida. But anyway, that's still East Coast. So if T.O. is the star that he claims he is, why isn't Top Rank catering to his quote-unquote market, the East Coast market? Both of these fighters are from the East Coast.
I think it's a slot that they were given. They wanted to jump off Super Bowl weekend or Super Bowl week, and this was a slot that they gave them. Was today because you know what I mean they're gonna fully be engulfed in Super Bowl talk and build up the entire weekend. So
yeah, but you could do that after the fight. Why not give them that 8 o'clock slot, 9 o'clock slot, or 10 o'clock
on Saturday night?
East Coast when people still got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if they would have probably had this fight.
Like me, I gotta work at 5 in the morning. I gotta wake up at 4. I'm gonna be killing myself to stay up to watch this fight.
Yeah. I think they should have just had the fight on the East Coast. Why have the fight in Vegas? But I think it's because
T.O. likes to do all this football stuff. First Heisman Trophy, now Super Bowl, which is a smart marketing promotional tactic. You know what I mean? Attaching yourself to a major football event, King of Sports.
Yeah.
Right? So very smart. You're gonna get the most eyes, but I don't know. I don't like the time. You know, if Keyshawn fight goes a distance, what time is this fight gonna start? 11, 11:30. And then if he doesn't get him out of there, what time is the fight gonna end? 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fucking yeah. Especially if Keyshawn Davis and Pedraza goes in. It goes to 12. Then
which is most likely will.
Late.
Because Keyshawn isn't a knockout fighter.
You know what's weird? Like when I'm looking at my all right, so I put a parlay in, right? I put Keyshawn Davis to win. I put Abdullah Mason to win, Teofimo Lopez to win, and that Abdullah dude that's fighting out of Queensberry. He's fighting not Abdullah, my bad. Damn, where's that fight at? The guy that they've been talking about fighting, I'll tell you right now. Let me open up the bet.
You're talking about
Abdullah Masad. You know him, right? I think he's a Frank Warren fighter. He's fighting Liam Williams.
Nah, I don't know.
So, like, what something weird that I see on the book? They have Keyshawn Davis fighting a nigga named Gonzalez. So I don't know if that was originally supposed to be the fight, but they didn't update it. I still put money on Keyshawn because I think he's gonna win. You know what I mean? But I wonder if that's gonna be nullified later on because they have it. If you look at the Hard Rock bets, you'll see that they got it in there like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
You see it, right?
Yep.
You see, it doesn't say Pedraza. It has Gonzalez. The guy in Gonzalez's name. Who the fuck is that?
No clue.
But yeah, man, the time frame that they got for this fight is but Los, I think it's because they got all that crowd in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
People are gonna be looking for shit to do. You know what I mean? All throughout the week. So it makes sense to like have that fight in Vegas because then you're gonna get a different kind of crowd, a crowd that's gonna be willing to drop a bag on tickets. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna be looking for shit. Tio is a big enough name. He's gonna be able to cross over to some of the casuals that are there for football. Oh, Tio fighting. I know that kid. So they're gonna be able to capitalize on the crowd and the buzz that's gonna be going on in Vegas. So smart move. It's just the time that it's starting is kind of late, but I mean it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm back on the date. I don't know. UFC has an event on Saturday in Vegas at the Apex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a big card. You know what I mean? Just, a fight night. You know. They still doing it Saturday night. They still doing it Saturday night.
That's how they do boxing. They push boxing to the side all the time.
And that's on ESPN.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know they giving UFC. They're gonna give UFC the top.
You know how much? You know how much the tickets are for that?
How much?
2,500. You know it's limited seating in there. You know, but
is it 4,500?
2,500.
2,500 for a ticket at the Apex.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's limited though. I think they only like 100 and some people in there. I don't even know how that.
You got that
small,
crowd.
very, very small crowd. But got the relationships. You know? Dana for the people. People like Dana. Some people hate Dana. Some people love him. But yeah, man, back to the fight, man. So how do you see this fight going down?
I mean, Tio's gonna be moving around on Jamaine Ortiz. Jamaine Ortiz is gonna probably start aggressive. You know what I mean? I've noticed a lot of times the guy with a lot to lose never really starts off aggressive. He's looking for counter shots and when he can spring in on them and get his shots off because you don't want to get caught with nothing crazy, trying to be too aggressive and get upset. You know what I mean? Especially when you the A side. So Tio's gonna come in there with a little bit more caution. Jamaine Ortiz gonna probably come in there with a little bit more aggression and be pushing the envelope. But once he starts feeling Tio's power, when Tio springs on him and let them hands go, he's gonna become more of a shell fighter.
I mean,
because Tio really got pop, and he really has explosiveness.
I give it to you. He's very extremely athletic. Has some pop, babe. Like, is he like is he a one punch KO guy?
Nah, he's not a one punch KO guy, but he's a guy that's really gonna start to respect his power once you feel it. Same thing with Josh Taylor. Once Josh Taylor got touched properly, all that swinging for the fences and trying to get your guy out of there, even when you knew that the fight was in limbo and you knew you were losing the fight, he wasn't able to commit because he knew what he was getting hit with.
Yeah, he was getting hit, but like still, did he get dropped that fight?
I don't recall if he got dropped.
No, he didn't get dropped.
He was close to it.
Right?
I think he got
the last person Tio knocked out was a no legs having Jamaine, I believe. Like Tio, you got five. Like with Josh Taylor, it was his athleticism. It was just way too athletic.
Yeah.
And he had way more confidence than Taylor in that fight as the fight went on. So it was just a point where Taylor just couldn't. Taylor went into a shell. He really couldn't do nothing with Tio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Tio is explosive. It's athletic. You know what I mean? So he was able to get off. And he was fighting with confidence, and everybody could feel it. We could feel it at home watching it through the TV. We could see the confidence oozing up off that boy in that fight, especially as the fight went on. Remember, it started a little slow, and then Tio started to pick it up around like 3 or 4, you know? but he's going against another athletic dude. You know what I mean? He's gonna be able to he's maybe not as athletic as Teo, because Teo, you know, that dude is an athlete, but I don't know if he's gonna have the same athletic advantages over Ortiz that he had over Josh Taylor. You know what I mean?
Has Ortiz ever fought at 140 before?
Nah, he never fought at 140 before.
So this is his first fight there. Teo got like 3 fights there now?
Yeah, this is his fourth fight.
This is 4th fight at 140?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't see it ending well, man. I don't see it
you
ending
could be
well
right.
for Jamaine. I can't see him winning this fight. I can't see Teo dropping the ball on this stage, man. When he's calling out dudes like Crawford, he's trying to make it seem like he really wants to make a fight with Haney. You know what I mean? Like he really wants to make a fight with Tank.
Oh man, kid.
He's giving you those impressions.
Did you see the Cigar Talk interview?
No, I didn't see that one.
With Teo?
Nah, what was he saying?
This is why Teo be making a fool out of himself, man. Everybody feels like he's cringy, bro. So he's on there on the interview. He's talking to dude like, yeah, I text Devin Haney. I reached out to Devin Haney. I text Devin Haney to try to make the fight. Like, you want me to show you? Dude was like, yeah. Teo's going through his phone. 5, 10, 20 minutes. Couldn't find a text. He's like, oh, I don't know. It goes from November to January. Oh my God, I'm sorry. He's like, oh yeah. Dude was like, yeah. I'm gonna confirm it. Once you find it, blah, blah, basically with the fans trying to save face with Teo. But Teo, he couldn't find the text. You know what I mean? And if you remember the Devin Haney interview, right?
Yeah.
That he had with and this is the first time Teo said he texted Devin and all that, right? You would think you had that shit screenshot, right?
Yeah.
Like conversations will tell you like, well, the captain you be doing all that, I'm gonna screenshot this just in case, you know. Anyway, this isn't the first time Teo said he contacted Devin, but what Devin say on his victory tour after the Regis fight when they asked him about Teo, dude was like, yo, man, Teo called me drunk and shit.
Yeah.
Talking about he's talking to the dude at Madison Square Garden or the Sphere, whatever they're talking about. Make the fight, me and you, was good. And Devin was like, yo, you still signed with Top Rank, right? It's like, yeah, it's okay, nigga. I'm already talking about the fight. Why am I talking to you, bro? Basically insinuating that the man was drunk.
Yeah.
And was just blabbering off.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this, Teo's talking about, oh yeah, look, I was texting Devin Haney about making a fight. Goes through his phone, can't find a text. So what that tells me is, if I have to believe somebody, I gotta believe my man Devin.
Nah, facts.
Because the dude is like, yo, yeah, he called. I talked to him, but he called me. But this nigga was drunk. You know what I mean? And,
I mean, Teo's
look, that's drunk behavior is basically what I'm saying. Where, yeah, he can't remember if he called or texted the man. He's thinking he texted the man, but in reality, he called the man. Right? Devin never denied that. He called the man, and that's when y'all spoke about the fight. Teo talk about, oh, we text, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, Teo, I don't know, man. This dude's crazy.
I mean, Teo, just listen to the things that he'll tell you a lie. He's really the magician, man. What they say, he's a showman. This whole build up, they showing images of him looking like a fucking magician and shit.
Yep.
He's really a magician because he's literally gonna convince you that he's undefeated in a fight that we all seen, a fight that we all watch and we've all experienced. And he's gonna tell you, nah, you ain't see what you think you saw. What you really saw was me winning that fight.
Yeah, I died after the fight. I had to be revived.
So
nigga talk about.
I mean, Teo is a character.
He's a character. He's a boxer, man. He's a character. He's a dude that's beginning. Oh man.
And anyway, I tell dudes all the time. When it comes to these fighters, man, you can't take them too serious, man, because these dudes get punched in the head for a living.
I was about to say that, but I did. Right?
A lot of them get punched in the head for a living, and a lot of them are they didn't finish school. So for you to expect a certain level of coherentness and a certain level of articulation from some of these dudes is unrealistic. You know what I mean? Much respect to these motherfuckers at the end of the day, because they put it all on the line.
And in their defense, right, they have to have really a high level of, I don't want to say delusion, but like where they have to really believe the shit that they say about their mouth. You know what I mean? In order to do what they do. And especially like a Tio, who's got the brakes beat off him, right? Came back in full effect, handled his business, you know what I mean? Came back as best as someone could come back, going, had a couple tough ones, then went against Josh Taylor and conquered that, right? Become the lineal champion again. But in order to believe that you are this great warrior, this great soldier, you know what I mean? This great fighter, and you could do and accomplish anything, you have to have some type of level of like, I don't know if delusion is the right word, but like where you just have belief. You understand? Yeah. So that's what they got. That's the kind of mindset they gotta have, you know. Because if you got a weak mind, bro, we've seen fighters with weak minds, and they take a loss or shit don't go their way, or they get dropped, knocked out. They're never the same.
Yeah, they crumble right in front of you.
Crumble right in front of you. We seen it with Adrian, right? Tough fight. He was the man. Felt invincible. Went against Maidana. Maidana put a shellacking on that boy, and the nigga and Broner never let his hands go ever again after that fight. Right? Facts, right? Never let his hands go ever again after that fight. So
he shelled up after that when he was
shelled up. Scared to let them hands go. Scared to get beat in that position again. You know what I mean?
Well, back to this fight. It's a lot of athletes in general, though, too.
Yeah.
One that comes to my mind is Nick Anderson. I don't know if you remember Nick Anderson from the Orlando.
Of course, Orlando used to be my team.
Orlando Magic. Bruh, he used to be like 80% or some crazy high percentage free throw shooter. Mm-hmm. When that game was on the line in the finals, he missed them 2 free throws. He basically became a sub 50% free throw shooter after that. Yeah.
Not even that. From the threes. Remember, he was
save his life.
Remember, he was wet from 3. He basically couldn't. He was not a shooter. He went from being a knockdown shooter to not being able to shoot no more after that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? one moment.
One moment. Yep, facts.
One moment. He never was the same, bro.
Well, this is like so. I know a lot of fighters. I don't say a lot of fighters because they don't have the resources that other sports like football have. But I know like football programs, right?
Yeah.
And I know for a fact college teams have this, so I know NFL teams have this. NFL players, they have money so they can afford it, even if they don't go do the team, but I know they can go get it on their own. But like college players, for instance, they have sports psychiatrists, you know what I mean, that they sit with weekly, monthly, or whenever they need them, you know what I mean? And they go and they use these guys to, you know, make sure their mind is right and their mind is in the right place, especially if they go through a tough period of time or going through shit in life. They go speak to these guys. You know what I mean? I know the University of Miami, they have a sports psychiatrist on staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all these other top schools, I'm pretty sure they have sports psychiatrists on staff. You know what I mean? To talk to these people, these players, these athletes, to make sure that their mind is where it needs to be. You know what I mean? To get them back on track. You feel me? I don't know if sports psychiatrist was as prevalent as it is now. It's common now. I don't know if it was common like back then, where like when Nick Anderson went through what he went through and all that. I'm pretty sure he could have used one. Who knows? He might have saw one, maybe not. But if it happened today, he would have been sitting with that man every day. You know what I mean? So that jumper got back. You know? But back to this.
You had Anthony Joshua was seeing a sports psychologist.
Yeah, and look,
and Wilder, I think, had to go see a sports psychologist after the Fury fight. After his confidence wasn't where it needed to be. He had to go see.
And look at Joshua.
Yeah.
Where he had those fights where he was looking like a shell of himself.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much thought it was a wrap for Joshua. Right? Went through 2 trainers. Went through Robert Garcia. Went to Derrick James. Now he's with what seems to be a better fit for him, the boy Davison.
Yeah.
And now and like you said, I didn't know he was seeing a sports psychiatrist, but I could see the result because now the man looks like the old Joshua. You know what I mean? So I mean, it helps, bro. I mean, the mind is a very powerful tool. That's all it is. The mind is a tool. You know what I mean?
Well,
so a lot of people think, yeah, bro. And your mind has to be right. So if you can imagine somebody get you in the right mindset, bro, it could do something to you. Just look at what Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Look at what Costamato used to. That's what Costamato was doing with Tyson. Just mind fucking that man, shaping his mind fucking that man. Not giving a fuck what he did, who he did it to, or whatever. Like, yo, nigga, he's gonna be the heavyweight champion in the world. He's the baddest nigga on the planet. I don't give a fuck what this nigga just did. You're the champ. Drilled that shit in him. Once Customata came out the picture, what happened? Tyson went to a fray. You know what I mean? It was never the same.
Yeah, he fell victim to his vices and other influences that were able to intercept his mind.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? He didn't have that disciplinarian, you know what I mean?
Because one thing we know about fighters, right? As strong as they are, athletes in general, as strong as they are physically, at times they could be weak mentally. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of pressure, a lot of people depending on you, and there's ups and downs in this shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you need somebody that is constantly working your mind. You know what I mean? Constantly instilling that confidence in you, constantly building you up, boosting you up, telling you you're the greatest. You know what I mean? You're the baddest. You feel me? You're the best.
Yeah.
Athletes need that, you know?
Nah, facts. But so like with Teo, man, like what could it be with him though? Like, if he was to lose this fight, bruh, I don't see you ever see him come back ever the same again, bruh. He cannot lose a fight like this where he has the ultimate confidence in himself. Because from what I've seen with Jamaine Ortiz, bruh, he has seen the same thing. There's no way in his mind that he feels like Jamaine Ortiz is gonna be able to pull off this upset.
Nah,
because
but he thought about it.
People like to talk shit and like to say this and that about Jamaine Ortiz's performance against Lomachenko. He didn't win that fight.
Nah, and who knows? It could have been an outlier. How many times have you seen this? Fighter, great performance against a fighter. They're like, oh, wow. This guy, man. If he wasn't fighting against this dude, this guy would be so great. Look at what he's doing against this great fighter. Then they put him in other great fights and he don't do shit.
Yeah.
Right? And you saw that shit with Pitbull Cruz. Right? One of the two people to go the distance with Tank. Oh my God, Pitbull Cruz, he's the man. What has he really done? People say he lost the last fight. You know what I mean? And he's steady getting big fights. Okay, but people are saying he lost the last fight. If he was that great, but still, they don't say that about great fighters though.
Los people, bro. Listen, I think 80% of the people online, and I ain't even talking about necessarily the people that's making the videos. A lot of them too. But 80% of the dudes online that be in these chats, that be on these boxing shows, they don't watch the fights, bruh. They don't watch the fights. They don't score them. They just go on there to watch other motherfuckers talk about fights, bruh.
All right, but what I'm saying is...
they run with narratives.
No, I understand that. I didn't say I felt like he lost the fight. I'm saying people feel like he lost the fight.
But those are the same people that said Teo lost to Sandor. Those are the same people that say...
Because he almost did. He got dropped twice in that fight. And you know it's hard to win a fight on the scorecards when you got dropped twice.
Yeah, but they only scored one. And if you scored a fight, you can't have Sandor winning the fight. It's the same people that said Josh Taylor lost to what's his name? Catterall. The same people that says Jamaine Ortiz won against Lomachenko because they got an axe to grind.
All right, but listen to what I'm saying though. Those are against and then these fighters get pumped up. So I go with what you say, and the person who they say that this quote unquote really good fighter, a great fighter, almost lost to, those fighters get pumped up, and then they go on really to do nothing, right? But they live off that performance. So who knows? That could be Jamaine Ortiz. But if I'm saying what Jamaine Ortiz could do to win this fight, I think he dropped the ball because he should have took there's a blueprint, right, on how to beat Teo. And the number one thing to do when you're fighting Teo is to antagonize him.
Yeah.
Right? Antagonize the man like Kambosos did.
Yeah.
Pop hella shit to him, antagonize him.
Get him off his game plan.
Get him off his game plan. Because what happened? What happened at Kambosos' fight? He came out guns blazing on 10. And Kambosos used that against him. Kambosos ain't no puncher like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Use Teo's aggression against him.
But do you think he learned from that, though?
We don't know because he hasn't been tested like that.
I mean, Josh Taylor was antagonizing him like a motherfucker. Josh Taylor was saying all type of outlandish shit and getting him riled up. But that shit didn't work with Josh.
Yeah, maybe right. But Josh, I don't know. It's Josh. I don't know.
Josh was
I don't know what happened with Josh.
Bro. Josh was like, I'm going to retire this bum.
But Josh didn't keep that same energy in the ring, though.
Definitely didn't.
You know what I mean? He didn't keep that same energy in the ring, whereas Kambosos did. You feel me?
So is Josh Taylor at welterweight
and also, he's still at 140 right now. He ain't going to 147. But also, too, Teo had to respect Josh Taylor because of Josh Taylor accolades and what he accomplished. You know what I mean? Teo didn't respect Kambosos.
At all.
We don't know if Teo respects Jamaine. You know what I mean? So Jamaine, first thing on his list should have been to pop shit and antagonize this man. Make him come out, throw the game plan out the window, come out trying to take my head off so he could use that against Teo. Because Jamaine isn't a knockout puncher either. But you know what makes a puncher punch way more harder? When the person he's trying to punch is walking into the shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how Kambosos dropped Teo.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing where you throw a jab, boom, throw a right hand, any punch, and the person on the outside, they see it and they catch it, or it's, you know what I mean? Or slip in, you touch it. But when that person is throwing the punch or coming forward, and you hit them, boom, that makes the punch so much more harder. That's how you saw. Terrence dropping Errol with the jab. You know what I mean? Because he was using Errol's aggression against him, and they knew Errol. You touch Errol, they knew Errol no matter what was going to be coming forward. So what Terrence do? He used that against him, right? All right, you want to come on? Boom! Stick him with a hard jab. 1, 2, 1. Ba ba ba. Errol was just walking right into them shots, and boom. Them magnifies those shots so much harder, especially when you're thinking you're gonna punch, and when fighters punch, they're not expecting to be punched back.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're throwing the punch, you're vulnerable at that point, right? When you're throwing the punch, because you're thinking, okay, I got this shot, right? And I'm talking about when you're leading the dance, when you're not counter punching, right? Yeah. When you're counter punching, like, all right, I'm gonna throw in between shots, or I'm gonna throw when he throw, and that's why you see him close their eyes or like clinch up, because they don't know, they might get hit, might not, but they gonna throw the shot anyway, whichever one lands first or whichever one lands harder, right? It's gonna win that exchange. But when you're just throwing a punch, you're like, all right, I'm cool here, I'm about to let my shit go out, and then somebody catches you in that motion, that's when you see dudes get dropped. That's when you see dudes get knocked out. You know, because they don't see the punch coming. They're not expecting the punch coming. They're not 10. That's how you see dudes get hit to the body when they throwing a punch and dudes slip and catch them in the body. Boom, right? And they drop. Oh, why? Because they're not expecting to get punched. They're not expecting to get hit. Their body isn't tensed up.
Yeah.
Right. But you see a dude get ripped to the body. That's why you see dudes like on videos, dudes just standing there and have people wail off on their body and they just eat the shit like it ain't nothing, right?
Yeah.
Because they know the shot's coming, so they could brace for it. But then you see dudes be fighting, and dude get perfect placement shot, bah, right? And they crumple and they in excruciating pain and all this other shit. Why? Because they're not expecting the shot. That just makes the shot that much more magnified. But back to the technician, man. I feel like he's going to have to use Teo's aggression against him. He's going to have to, if I'm him, I come out. If I'm Ortiz, I come out strong. Try to get up 1, 2, 3 rounds where you know Teo's dad. Put him behind. Now you know Teo's dad is going to be going crazy in the corner. Right? Come on, what are you doing? You got to get him. You got to get him. This, that, blah, 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 all other shit, right? Yeah. Make Teo come out aggressive, right? Kind of throw the game plan out and turn it up. And then at that point, you switch from being an aggressor to the counter puncher. And you start using Teo's aggressiveness against him. You land some big shots. You bust him up, you know? And then once you up, you could get a knockdown on him. Because you can knock him down. He's been knocked down by Cambosa. He's been knocked down by Sandor, 2 non-punches. So those guys, I don't think they hit harder than Jamaine Ortiz. So if they could drop him, you look at Sandor when he dropped Teo. He used his aggression against him. Sandor was backing off into the corner. Teo lunging. Boom, caught him with all, you know what I mean? Caught him with a little check hook on top of his head, dropped his ass. Yeah. You feel me? So you can do it. I would jump out on Teo, get off on him, make him become the super aggressor, and now you use his aggression against him, right? And then basically I would try to be up 4-2. At worst 3-3 at the end of 6 rounds. But try to be up 4-2 at the end of 6 rounds. And then guess what? Now you just got to win 3 out of the last 6 rounds. You know?
Yeah, that'll be a good game plan. That'll be a good game plan, boy. Like I said, man, I think he's, like you said, he's gonna come off aggressive. I think he's gonna attack Teo. And what you said, trying to get ahead to maybe throw him off and make him be a little bit more aggressive, so you could probably counter him. But he's not really a counterpuncher like that, though. Jamaine Ortiz.
Yeah, but that's
not really
when
a counterpuncher like that.
And
So
fights like this, though,
is he going to be fast enough to hit Teo in between shots?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's timing. It's not speed in between shots. That's timing. I mean, timing beats speed all day. You know? It's timing. So you just have to, that goes in the film study, strategy. You know what I mean? And a big fight. This is the biggest fight of your life. The best fighters are able to adapt.
Is it the biggest fight of his life or the second biggest fight of his life?
I mean, your current fight versus this is your biggest fight. The Loma fight is already over and done with. Teo beat Loma. So right now, this is your biggest fight. When he beat Loma, it wasn't for a belt. I mean, when he lost to Loma, it wasn't for a belt, right? I don't think so.
Nah, Loma had nothing.
He had nothing. Teo got what he got.
Lineal, right?
Fight for the lineal. You know what I mean? So this is his biggest fight. He win this fight, he's a champion. He's in a mix. You know what I mean? So if it's your biggest fight, bro, you come out with the game plan of your life. You know? Yeah, your team watch all the film you need to watch. You see, he took the measures. He brought in Bill Haney, got his insight. Bill Haney, he knows Teo very well. You know what I mean? He's been there when it's been there. Call it what you want, no matter. He's been there. He's been there when.
I'm with Bill everywhere, bro. What's up with Bill, bro?
You see, well, they asked him to be in the camp. You know what I mean? So,
this nigga Bill, everywhere his nemesis is at, Bill there, Papa. Bill there, Papa. I like Bill, man. He bring good energy to the sport, man. Well, damn, my nigga. He go on every corner, soliciting. But yeah, man. Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz fight going down tonight. You know what I mean? I got my money on Teo. I'm not sure if Los is necessarily picking Jamaine Ortiz or is he just riding with his countrymen. I'm not 100% sure. But Jamaine Ortiz is definitely a live dog, but I just think Teo is just on that level. He's on that elite level, and he's shown it. He's knocked off 2 dudes in their prime, 2 lineal champions, right? I think Loma was a lineal, right, when he beat him, right?
I think so.
Because he says he has 2 lineal belts, so he knocked off 2 guys that were at the top of their games that everyone was saying was the next coming of Christ. I remember when
White
Josh
Jesus.
Taylor. Say it again.
People like to say Black Jesus, but no, Black Jesus was black. So White Jesus, huh? Lomachenko.
Facts.
Right?
They had Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying?
We don't need to go into that. That's another conversation for another channel.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I mean? But yeah, White Jesus, you know what I mean? Lomachenko. And I like Lomachenko. My partner over here, he kind of feels like Lomachenko's a little more ready, but I give credit. I remember what Lomachenko did. Gary Russell, to my man Walters, to the other Mexican dude, what's his name? Rocky? Some? I don't know, but when he had everybody no Masa, when Lomachenko was going as no Masa Lomachenko, that was a bad run right there.
Loma's a badass.
That was a real ass run right there. And I salute him for going up. Because if he could have been like a lot of suckers and just stayed down at 26 and 30 and dominated all them fools. You know what I mean? But he challenged himself, went up to 35, and then he started to meet his match. You know?
I said, I don't say Loma isn't a great fighter. I just think they gave him way too many flowers way too early. You know what I mean? They put him on this pedestal. And it's all Bob. You know what I mean? It's all Bob Arum. You could just tell by Bob the love that Bob has for Loma, bro. It's like the son he never had, bro. Because it's like, even with Devin Haney, clearly Devin Haney is the younger fighter, the more talented fighter, the fighter with the better dimensions. You know what I mean? More aggressive. He beat Lomachenko, right? And Bob was hurt. Bob was hurt to the point where, like you said, he cut the press conference early. He didn't even want nothing to do with Devin.
I've never seen nobody do that. And in boxing, where this is a business where, like, you know, people used to say the joke of Don King, where Don King will come in the ring with one fighter and then leave with the other fighter.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is that kind of sport. And like you said, Lomachenko was the aging fighter. Me, I don't believe he's old. You know what I mean? Because he's older. You know what I mean? He's older, aging, but he's aged well. Because he hasn't.
Yes.
He's Lomachenko. He hasn't taken any beatings. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody put no beating on that man. The worst beating he got was against Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Even the Teo fight, he didn't get a beating. You know what I mean? Teo was just touching him. You know. But yeah, okay. Devin was the one who had him looking like that.
I gotta always keep this one in the chamber.
So, but Devin was the young fighter.
Not to shit on Loma. Loma. It's just the backlash that Devin. And you know, I'm not a big Devin Haney fan. Like Devin's your guy, but I'm always back truth. And the truth is, I mean, like, what fight were you guys scoring? Like, what fight was? And this is a lot of boxing media, Los. This is a lot of boxing media. They're in the full belief that Lomachenko won this fight, looking like this.
Going to the hot man, and fighters win fights looking like that. Don't get me wrong, but Devin, man, I was just highly disappointed in the boxing community, man, with that shit. But you know, I understand because we called him the White Jesus earlier, but really. He's like, and he's no great white hope, right? Because the nigga has skills.
Yeah.
And the nigga was a beast. But we know how America feels about the white athletes. I hate to say none against, but it's like that in football, basketball, and especially boxing. In sports that is dominated by, you know, minorities. Blacks, you got a white boy come through, and
Yeah, garners the attention.
He's gonna garner the attention, and
Masses.
he's the best thing since, you know.
Ali.
Yeah.
Bob said Loma was greater than Ali, Papa. They said the same thing about Tyson. Tyson's the greatest boxer of all time.
Yeah, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna big him up. You know what I mean?
Like, come on,
Where it's like,
you don't gotta say certain things to big up a guy.
Nah,
That's
and Tyson,
ridiculous.
great fighter of this era, great heavyweight, best heavyweight of this era, right? Arguably, but greatest heavyweight of all time. Like who Tyson be in this era to be called greatest heavyweight of all time when you got these heavyweights of yesteryear who fought, you know what I mean? Everyone. And they were all fire. You know what I mean? Like what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
Now, what they should be saying is greatest white heavyweight of all time. Yeah, you got that all day, right? Greatest European heavyweight of all time. Yeah, you got that all day. The greatest heavyweight of all time. Come on.
But even to say that in general, like you can't really judge eras, bro. Like I just that whole conversation doesn't make sense. You can't judge eras. It's a different game. It's a different. People are just bigger, so the heavyweights are
bigger,
just
stronger,
bigger, faster, stronger, better medicine,
exactly.
Better understanding of the body, better understanding of the mind, knowing what not to put your. If you really want to be a supreme athlete, you know what not to do. Think about all the great boxers of yesteryear. They were all indulging in bad shit. Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Jack Johnson, Mike Tyson. You know what I mean?
And I watched a documentary that Champside made. Right? I don't know if you follow Champside. You saw it. I watched a documentary he made. But he made a documentary on the Black Murderous Row back in them days. With all the era with
I ain't clicked on it yet.
Yeah, I watched like half of it.
Okay, solid.
Yeah, it was good, man. He went through all the great fighters back then, and basically they were saying that like Sugar Ray Robinson, he avoided some of these fighters on the Black Murderers Row, and these dudes was great. You know what I mean? These dudes was fighting with 2-3 ounce gloves, fighting 2-3 times a week. You know what I mean? Fighting each other 4, 5, 6, 7 times. You know, and these guys were just beating each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of the top guys was avoiding them. You know?
Yeah.
Just how it is. You know how it is. And it was just crazy. And these guys' records was insane. Crazy. 100 and something wins, 20 losses, 50 losses, 60 losses. I seen one do that. But these dudes, they were fighting each other. Like I said, 4, 5, 6 times. You know what I mean? 3-3 splits, 4-2 splits, 3-3-1 split. You know what I mean? And they fighting 2-3 times a week for $10, $15, $20. And 2 3-ounce gloves.
Brain damage.
You know what I mean? So it was crazy.
I mean, boxing will never get to that type of shit again because people know the damage.
Nah, and we shouldn't. Because like we said, dudes is bigger, stronger, faster. You know what I mean? And bro, like but like you were saying back yesterday, the heavyweights are before, like how they came up, Holyfield came up from cruiserweight to heavyweight and all that. These dudes, you have a Wilder's kind of like a throwback, not high, but weight wise and all that. But now these dudes is 250, 260, 280. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These guys are before. Maybe George Foreman could have did his thing. But even George Foreman might have, not when he came back at 40, but when he first started. I don't know if he would have been considered small, but he wouldn't have been considered big. You know? Frazier, Ali. These guys would have been small. These guys maybe would have had to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they would have been smaller, but they would have been different. They would have been Foreman would have been more solid. Foreman would have been
you right. Because with strength and conditioning and all that. Yeah, for sure.
When people judge fighters from yesteryear, they always want to make it seem like they would fight the same way or they would be the same. No, nigga, they would fucking get acclimated to a lot. Like when people say, man, look at Jordan Jordan ain't had the ball handling skills that like a Kyrie or like this person got. Well, the game has changed. Jordan's game would have adapted to today's game.
Right. And
his shooting would have adapted to today's shooting game.
And Kyrie, he got his handles because of a Rafer Alston.
Exactly.
And some of these dudes, he saw these dudes, right? And then they develop. Everything evolves. So like you said, you put a Muhammad Ali in this era, man, come on. He definitely would be the greatest of all time. You take his skill, his mouthpiece, his ability.
Oh my God.
The shit he was able to do.
Oh my
you put
God.
that into
Muhammad
2020, you know what I mean? With all the science we have now, come on. It would be crazy.
And
now
imagine
you put George
Ali
Foreman in this shit. It would be fucking crazy. You know what I mean? You go
imagine
back to
Ali, Los, coming up in today's game after a previous Muhammad Ali, where you see what could happen if you don't take the game serious, if you let motherfuckers beat on you, what could happen if you fight beyond your prime. You know what I mean?
or even you give him Muhammad Ali and you let's say Muhammad Ali came along today and you gave him the ability to see Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These dudes that, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm going to get in my bag. I'm going to get busy.
Yeah.
And he would have got busy. You feel me? So it's like everybody, they watch all these great fighters. They watch the fighters before them. And they take what they could get from those fighters. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Them fighters, like you see videos from Sugar Ray Robinson and shit, his jump rope game and all. Bro, the dude was a specimen. Dude was a crazy athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude jump roping, squatting down on one leg, all kind of crazy shit. Like, dude was ill with it. You know what I mean? You put him in today's game, you know what I mean? Where he only got to fight once every 2, 3, 4 months. When the man was fighting 2, 3 times a month, a week, 10 times a month type shit. Going up and down weight classes and all that ill shit all these great fighters was doing. Like, man, that'd have been crazy. But you know,
for sure.
it would have been crazy. But like you said, man, you got to judge it on the era. And that's why I said, yeah, Tyson, you want to say Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight? Yeah, of this era. He got that. But of all time, no. You know what I mean? Nah.
Like you can always say, oh, what would happen if they fought each other? But you can't say, oh, he's better than him because he's done this in this era. Nah.
In reality, the only thing you could put Tyson Fury, let's say, the era before him, right? The Lennox Lewis, Tyson, Holyfield, and them boys, is the size. You know what I mean? Like, because he's 6'7".
Yeah.
6'8", 6'9", however tall he say he is. It's the size, but what does he do better than any of these other dudes? Like,
nothing.
You know what I mean?
Nothing. It's just he has size.
The size. You could, you know what I mean? You could box with somebody that big, but he gets hit. He gets what if he was in there with somebody like George Foreman?
That's why that Usyk fight is such an important fight. Because people say, oh, Tyson Fury's size would basically dominate everyone. Because he's just so much bigger than everyone and he's so skilled. Mm-hmm. Well, Usyk is going to test that because he's a smaller man with skills. So if he could beat Tyson, what are you going to say about Ali? What are you going to say about George Foreman? What are you going to say about Holyfield?
I think Holyfield think about Holyfield's style. His grit, his toughness.
Yeah.
How he got into the inside, how you could hit him, nigga wasn't going nowhere. I think he probably would have beat the brakes off of fucking, he would have been terrible for Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Terrible. You know what I mean? Look at what that little little elbow did to Fury eye. Imagine what them headbutts would have did to him.
Oh, man.
Holyfield coming in that big head first. You know what I mean? Tyson would have had to be on his back foot the whole time. Like, stocky little motherfucker coming in that bitch banging him up. You know? Like, man, I don't want that heavyweight probably. Or Tyson, the real Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? With that customato Mike Tyson, nigga with that hair movement and cutting them angles and shit. Bro, Like, he'd have been bobbing and weaving his ass all the way to fucking Tyson Fury. As soon as he get close to him, Fury throw that little fucking flick jab, hit him in, slip, jump to that angle. What? Man, come on, bro. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like, man, these niggas ain't never, these heavyweights of this era ain't never seen nothing like them boys. Never seen nothing like them boys.
Yeah, not
You know what I
again.
mean?
It's different.
And you know what? And it's like, and what changed is,
Shots are more selective now.
shots are more selective, but the athletes is more selective. And a lot of the fighters that would have been heavyweight champs, heavyweight contenders, they went on to play football. Right?
Oh yeah.
Because all our Americans, 6'5", 6'6", 6'4", to 6'6", 6'7" niggas, they all play college football in the NFL. Because they shit ton of them. You know what I mean? You look all up and down the D-line, the wide receivers, the tight ends.
That's where
Look
all
at
the
those
heavyweight
specimens.
champions are.
That's where all the
In
heavyweight
NFL.
champions are.
They're
In the NFL. You know?
And that's why I hate the motherfucking NFL.
You know? So it's like,
I'm fucking with you.
and you see it, right? They had a reign. They had a little run where they were turning. I remember a dude I played football against, what's the dude named? Quatrain Hill. Another dude I went to, he went to Douglas. That nigga, the dude's name. Damn, he played with us. Played DN, ended up going to Wyoming. Then he went. Remember when they had the heavyweight gym up here in it was Miami or Hollywood or something like that? Mm-hmm. They turned all the football players in the heavyweights.
You talking
For the
about
former
the Warriors gym?
I can't remember the gym, man. Damn, what's the
Warriors,
dude's
man.
name? He went to Douglas, man. He played DN for
I'm not even
us.
sure that gym is still there.
But I remember Quatrain Hill and this dude, Clive Lowe. Remember Clive? I think it's Clive Lowe.
Warriors gym is the gym I used to train at when I was.
You remember Clive? I think he was in your grade too.
Clive.
He had transferred in. Clive, he was taller, black dude.
Nah,
D-line, he was good.
I'm bad.
After college, he went to he turned into a boxer too. They had a tournament. Quatrain Hill ended up beating him. He quit after that. Right?
Yeah.
Quatrain went and tried to be a heavyweight, you know. But they had an era where they was turning football players into what's the name? What's the dude that Anthony Joshua beat up? Light skinned nigga that Anthony Joshua checked. Like, yo, nigga, this is a promotion. You ain't gonna do nothing, so don't talk to me like that. Was the light skinned nigga.
In this most recent one?
Yeah. And that was probably like 5-6 years ago when Joshua was coming up. Like Brazil.
Dominic Brazil.
Dominic Brazil.
Oh yeah, he
former
used to be a football player.
Yeah, quarterback. And he was a quarterback. You know what I mean? Football player.
Yeah.
And who else? There's more too, but they probably ain't become prevalent. But you know, heavyweight you can't do it because you can start late. Heavyweight you don't be coming into your prime until your 30s versus lightweight classes, 20.
That's why
That's
why I like
athleticism.
the infighting between the PBC and Top Rank, man. They should just squash that shit, bro. They should come together, put their resources together, and look at what's the future of the sport, man. If you guys are fighting all the time and you guys are not developing new fighters coming up, give fighters that platform.
I'm gonna tell you
boxing so big that it's gonna entice the future generation to wanna get involved in the shit.
I'm gonna tell you where they go wrong at. And what they have to do is adopt the football model. Let's go NFL. What are the two? There's two sides, right? NBA, NFL, MLB, and hockey too, right? But let's go keep the regular boxing, football and basketball. Eastern Conference, Western Conference, AFC, NFC, right? National League, American League in baseball, right?
Yeah.
And they play within their conference, and then they play cross league games.
Yeah.
And then boom, there's a playoff, and then a championship to see where's the best team coming from, who has the best conference, right? And in college football, you got SEC, ACC, this and that, you know. And that's where they fuck up at, where they should be.
They should be putting on their own Super Bowl events.
No, not even their own Super Bowl events. The big fights, the big championship fights, right? So let's just say, like the Fury versus Wilder Super Bowl event, right?
Yeah.
With Manny and Floyd Super Bowl event. Bud had to end up coming over, but Bud Errol Super Bowl event, right? But you guys fight each other, right? And sometimes there may be a period where boom, PBC is up. And PBC is the more powerful conference, right? More powerful side.
Yeah.
And then boom, there may be an era in a certain weight class, certain shit where top rank is more powerful. But you know what? You guys are fighting each other and you're building it up and you're going back and forth, right? And then boom, we may throw on a fight, and yeah, you may beat us 3-2. But now with our mega fight, and now our champion beats your champion. Boom, right? So you may have won the battle, but we won the war type shit for this year. Boom, next year, go on. Same thing. You're putting on fights. Like, okay, we're going to see which side is better. Okay, who you got? Who's your top lightweight? All right, fuck it, nigga. I got my dog over here. Let's go. Run it. All right?
Yeah.
Boom. And your guy beats mine. Okay, cool. Right? Who's your top middleweight? Boom. Okay, this is my top nigga. Let's go. Run it. You may beat me there, or I may beat you there. But it's so on and so on, right? And you bait them up. And then you get you yours. Or your top lightweight beat my top lightweight. All right, cool. Right? Your lightweight goes on to welterweight. Now my lightweight is still here. Now you got your other top lightweight. You think it's sweet because your former lightweight beat my nigga. Boom. Okay, now I come stomp on him. You know what I mean? And come stomp on the next one, and I go up and get him back. You know what I mean? Type shit. Well, you gotta go, and that's how you blow up and you meet each other. That's how you build rivalries, and that's how the sport grows. Because you got teams that are pro this. That's why there's rivalries in the sports, and that's why the teams with the biggest rivalries are the biggest entities in the biggest sport. You know what I mean? Yankees and the Red Sox. You know what I mean? We go in-state college football, Florida versus Miami versus Florida State. Florida versus Florida State. You know what I mean? Jets versus Dolphins. You know what I mean? Jets versus Patriots. Even though that's been one-sided. You know? Just go on so on and so on. All these built-in rivalries, and you build them rivalries. But we ain't got to be fighting. We ain't got to be against each other. I'm going to go acquire the best talent on my side. You do it on your side, and let's go. Let's see who the best. And we both win.
We might see that in the future, man, because with these, this is gonna be our topic for tomorrow, but we ain't gonna discuss it today. But just give a little insight on the show that we're gonna do tomorrow. It's that new big deal that they just signed. Disney, ABC, ESPN, Fox, Warner Brothers, all coming together, launching a sports app. I think it's it's competitive to what the Zone is doing, and it's an answer to the outside money that's been coming into this country and people bidding on American sports. I think they're just trying to lock it down and nullify a lot of that stuff. But it's a topic that we're going to discuss tomorrow. You know what I mean? And that might be coming in the future because it's going to open up. It's either gonna bring us closer, or it's gonna push us further away. Because with them locking horns, now that's gonna leave CBS and NBC out on the outs. Are they gonna come together and merge together, and then do something, and then more, and then even separate the sport even more? We're gonna have to see.
I think you got to come together, man, to make it grow, man.
They got to come together.
The fans want it. Everybody wants it. They have to, and hopefully, a new generation. Bob Aaron's about to go. His son-in-law about to take over. You got Eddie Hearn, who's still young. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with PBC. You could speak more on that. You know how I feel about that. You know? But I feel like dudes need to take heed. Sometimes you got to see what's going on. And the blueprint's already been laid out on how to do it. You've seen what Dana White and UFC has been able to do. Right? That's how they've been able to take so much ground, like cover so much ground in such a short period of time. They've only been around 30 years. This year's been the 2023 was the 30-year anniversary of it. I watched UFC 1 with my stepdad when I was legit, 10 years old. You know what I mean? UFC 2, UFC 3, when it got banned in the US, and my stepdad, he used to have to buy the VHSs of the UFCs. I mean, I remember Pride, you know, and all that. We watched all that shit. I remember the beginning of it, you know, and it took time for UFC to get their shit in order and make it a real sport and able to climb, you know? But they had a model. And Dana White, he came from boxing.
Yeah.
He was with Mayweather and them. Everybody used to try to diss him and shit, talking about, he was an aerobics coach and all that other shit, blah, blah. But he came from boxing and he saw how the boxing game was and the fuckery. He said, nah, when we come over here, we ain't gonna do it like that. So when the Fertittas bought it, put him in position, proof's in the pudding. Sold for a couple $1 billion, still kept his hat on, still a couple $100 million richer. And the dude has shown how it needs to be. You know what I mean? He spoke his piece. So boxing, he's like, yo, okay, cool. And we've been around over 100 more years in this. How are they right there with us? That's like saying the USFL and the Roxy, they've merged. You think they have any shot of gaining ground on the NFL? Fuck no. They would never happen. You know what I mean? Because the NFL nigga, they supplanted.
Yeah,
it's basically
even
the
if
same.
it was about to happen, they would just buy them out.
They would just buy them out. You feel me? Oh, okay, all right, yeah, right. So it's like, and that's what I talked about with my guy. I told you, I like, yo, that's what it'll take, a big dog to nigga say, you know what? All right, cool. Let me get that up off. Come on. And don't worry about it. You still gonna be in position, like they did with the UFC, right? They bought it from the Fertittas and said, you know what? Nah, Dana, you gonna get your percentage because you was a stake in this shit. But you know what? You still at the head of this shit, right? So like I told you before, that's what it would do. If I had these $1 billion, I would acquire this person, boom, or put it all under one umbrella, like you said. The Zone made a deal to PBC. Well, PBC should have took that shit, especially with the deal they got with Amazon now. Now you have Matchroom, Golden Boy. You have Matchroom, Golden Boy, and PBC under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Now all the fights we want to happen, they will happen. It's easy.
Yeah. It's easier.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
super easier.
Top Rank would be the only ones on the outs.
Only one on the outs, and then eventually, you know what? They're not stupid. ESPN ain't stupid. They know what's up, nigga. They would force them to. You have to make your events with them, or eventually, when that contract's over, they will let it go and let them boys go over there. Because ESPN, they get their money from football, from basketball, from baseball. They ain't greedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, fight tonight. Drink your coffee, get your rest. It's gonna be on late as fuck, like around 12 a.m. on the east side. Maybe even 12:15, 12:30. So soak it up. Score your fights. Don't go by what other people say. Have the knowledge of the sport yourself. Stop watching all these channels and then basing your knowledge off of what they're saying. Watch it for yourself. Have a real opinion of what you've seen yourself. And we're going to talk about it. And
yo, one more thing. Like, subscribe, share the channel, but also get in the comment section and let us know. Because we want to be... We a boxing channel for the boxing community. So let us know in the chat. You guys want to open up these phone lines. You want us to open up these phone lines so we can go back and forth. And we can talk this boxing talk with our people, man, because this is what we want. Me and Classic, we do this shit every single day. That's why we decided to make this sports channel. Talk this boxing talk, because every single day, no matter what, any little thing pop up, we talking about it. We going back and forth. I cook his ass every day. You know what I mean? So, yo, this is what we want. This is what we build it for. So we can hear other points of views and see how y'all feel about it. So if y'all rocking with us, get in the comment section. Let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah. Say, yo, open up the chat. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Open up the chat and talk to our people, man, because this is what we want. Yeah. The lives are coming. The phone lines is coming. We just trying to get get on here and I'll cook y'all asses too. More freedom. You know what I mean? It's all so all your PBC lovers, Tankamaniacs, PBC gangbangers, bring your asses on the channel, man. Let me cook y'all, man. So I can do y'all like I do him. So I get off my dog back. Because when I get on him too hard, he don't talk to me for a few days. So what's up? You know what I mean? So come on, bring your asses on. Yo, Al got something cooking, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Al is too smart. He got way too many assets in terms of fighters for him to just drop the ball like that. Man, they're gonna do a 2020 special on Al.
So y'all stay tuned, man.
Al
Hopefully
they
all lock horns.
Al gonna be on an episode of Greed.
Nah. It's a power thing, man, and you gotta respect that, man. It's the same thing with any.
He'll be on an episode of Greed.
No. It's a power thing, bro. And you gotta understand the only black man running a entity in boxing, a company in boxing. You know there's gonna be hate. You know there's gonna be divide. You know there's gonna be all type of politics going on, and you just have to respect that. So he's not willing to give up his power. I expect
more from Al. And where Al messed up was, he didn't put enough boxing
Another topic, ladies and gentlemen. We're closing this episode.
He didn't put enough boxing people around him, man.
That's fine. That's a whole nother topic. We're gonna talk about
that's a whole nother topic. And where I'm gonna
topic, man. Teofimo Lopez, the takeover. Jamaine Ortiz, the technician. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy that fight, and we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. We're gonna do that episode with the sports networks combining efforts and see what that might shape up to. And we're gonna wrap. Eminent Sports Broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen, classic Los. We out.
Yeah, one.